In this puzzle, white can move this pawn, this one, and also the king. But black cannot move, bishop, pawn, all are blocked, and the king is trapped. White needs to move and avoid the stalemate. If you play this pawn or the king, it's a draw because black cannot move. Your first move will be done with this pawn. You can play this pawn on h3 or h4. If you play h4, black can play en passant and capture your pawn. Then move your king to h1. Black play its pawn to h2. Do not take the pawn. If you do it, it's a draw. Instead, play pawn to g4. He takes your pawn. No king can take this pawn. He's going to play g3. That is the only choice for him. Don't take the pawn, but move your king to g1. Black push the pawn to g2. Next, move your pawn to f5. It's going to take your pawn. King move to h2. Pawn to g1, promote to a queen, and king capture the queen. Pawn move to f4, and you move this pawn to a4. He push the pawn to f3. Move your king to f1. He can only move its pawn to f2. Now move your pawn to e6. He takes your pawn, and kings now can capture this pawn. At this stage, bishop can move. Move your pawn to a5. Bishop c6. A king g3. Pawn to e5. A king g4. Pawn to e4. King f4. Pawn e3. Now the king can capture the pawn. Bishop d7. A king e4. Bishop c6. King e5. Bishop d7. King d5. Bishop c6. King e6. Bishop d7. Do not take the bishop, otherwise it's a stalemate. Play king to e7. Bishop h3. A king d8. Bishop g4. King c7. Bishop c8. Do not take the bishop, that will be a draw. Instead, pawn to a6. Black going to capture your pawn. No. Move your pawn to d7. Now black has two possibilities. First choice, he takes the pawn. And you move your pawn to b7. Black going to capture the pawn on a7. You push your pawn to b8. You promote to a queen, checkmate. His second choice, if he does not take the pawn and play his bishop to b7. Move your pawn to d8. Promote to a queen. Bishop c8. Queen capture the bishop. Checkmate. 28th move. Who can do better than that? Let me know in the comment what do you think about this puzzle. And you can also check this puzzle if you have some spare time.